Everybody, on this episode of Box Office Breakdown, we're going to be breaking down all the latest box office stats. Neil's going to talk about King Arthur, Kari's going to talk about the cool movie she made, and I'll just be here. Let's do it.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Box Office Breakdown.
Hey everybody, welcome to Box Office Breakdown. Of course, this is the show that looks back at the box office that was, and then we like to...
I like hear our audience saying that. And
That's
just
right.
kind of prognosticate.
There you go. I like it, just like that little silent moment for them to
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of...
like, you're like, say it.
They're all either shouting at the computer screen, or
Yes.
if they're listening to it at the gym, they're just like randomly shouting inside the gym, prognosticate!
Yay.
About the box office that lie ahead. I'm one of your hosts, Frank Moran. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie.
What's up, guys? My name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D. Lane. That's Karidlane. And we have the live chat up, so some of you are with us live, comment live, and if not, comment down below. And there's like stuff that you all have been asking me, and I forgot. I only forgot again because I've had a insanely busy week, and it's going to be more busy.
Must be nice to be a mover and shaker in the Hollywood industry.
Yeah,
like Kari
I
Lane.
went from making nothing to making maybe 6 films this week.
Well, look at her.
You know?
Before we hear a little bit more about that, why don't we introduce the person that
Yes,
makes this
Arthur.
all
Woo.
possible? The man who makes us look good, smell good, sound good.
Oh, boy.
He came by and spritzed us all right before we started the show. Neil Plumley, everyone.
Woo!
Hey, what's going on, guys? Good to be back. Frank, I got your deodorant order from the store.
Thank you.
I hope it makes you smell good.
Oh, I
boy.
love it. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, you can like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and don't just subscribe, everybody. Throw in a thumb.
Thumbs up.
I got it.
Yay.
It only took me almost a year of episodes with Kari Lane to go, hey, how about you just do the thumb, Frank? Just
Yep.
tell him to do a thumb.
Thumbs up,
You can
man.
also hop in the chat. Of course, we got the chat up and running. Neil's been so kind to put it up. So jump in, share your thoughts about movies in general, this box office weekend in particular, maybe what we're going to be talking about later on. Just jump on in, share your thoughts. We'd love to hear them.
Yes.
Yes. So, of course, as we look back at the box office here, the big winner of the week, Alien Covenant. Coming out from Fox, took the #1 slot, just barely squeaked out. And this is Saturday. We don't have the final Sunday figures yet, so come Monday morning, this could change because it is a narrow margin.
Yeah, I think all of us said Guardians of the Galaxy, right? So
Yeah, we
that's
all did.
we're like, but it is close. Very close.
Yeah, Guardians dropped a lot more than I thought it would.
So as of Sunday morning when I did this, and even I just double-checked right before we started doing the show, and it hadn't changed yet, but I imagine when final numbers come in on Monday morning, this could flip. And because right now we have Aliens Covenant at 36 million and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 at 35 and just a hair over 35 million. So,
Yeah.
So who knows what that could change.
Alvin in the chat says Guardians will be #1 when all said and done.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, Alvin.
I'm surprised everything is so high on that list too.
Yes,
I was
not
like, I
expecting
don't
that.
think any of us said that.
Neil, did you get to see Alien Covenant this weekend?
I did not. I really, really wanted to, but I knew that I had a duty to the show and to the fans here to go and watch King Arthur
Woo!
and the movie theaters this weekend.
Oh, look at that. All right, well, since King Arthur did get knocked out of the top 5, before we jump into this week's top 5, why don't you do a little recap on King Arthur?
Yeah.
All in all, the movie wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be.
Yay!
It's a good amount of fun. The thing I
Okay.
like a lot about Guy Ritchie is that when he makes a choice, he does it 110%. He never
Sweet.
half-asses what he's going to do. Now, whether people enjoy that or not, that's a different story. But I really respect that his style is just like to the wall. He goes nuts with it, and I can respect that in a filmmaker. Some of the things I had problems with this movie, first and foremost, was the intro to the story, like the beginning part of it. It had like an intro text wall that you had to read in the beginning, which is always sort of a turn off to me. The whole intro was cut through really weird. It didn't really pace itself that well. And then I know it's weird to complain about it, but the titling, like how they went through like directed by Guy Ritchie,
No,
sound
that's the
design,
thing to
so-and-so.
complain about. Sure.
The font color on the position was a different color than the person who held that position.
Oh.
By the position title was like orange, like fire orange, and then the position or the person who held the position was like a cold silver, and it was just odd. It was a really weird choice, and yeah, that whole intro. Honestly, it probably. I made this argument earlier to some friends. I think that the opening did the movie a good service because it brought your expectations way down.
Oh, okay.
And then the movie itself was fine. It was good. It wasn't. There's some moments that were flat out awesome. I thought some of the fight scenes were really cool, especially because there's some more fantastical creatures in this iteration, and it's really cool to see them in action. Some of the plot points didn't quite make a lot of sense, but I can forgive it because it's a fantasy sort of movie. In all, I would say if you're not interested in another movie that's out, you should go see it. You might like it.
From what I've heard, that there are moments in this film where you feel like he is setting up for a universe, like a trilogy or at least a sequel. And of course, the way this is performed, who knows? It's doubtful that's going to happen. But did you feel like that when you were watching it?
It didn't play to that strain. Obviously, which is good for the movie as like a singular object. It's sort of it was self-contained within its own story. However, I can see how they might be working towards, or how before its box office demise, been working towards a multi-picture deal in this universe. They definitely set up some characters. They left it in a note that rounded everything off, but could be opened back up for more stories, which I thought was nicely done.
All right. Well,
Cool.
Thank you, Neil. Look at that. Somebody did their assignment, their duty, their sworn duty.
The sworn duty.
I was busy.
All right. There you go. Yes. So Kari Lane, as she mentioned there briefly, made 6 films over the course of this week.
Oh, no, not yet. I'm at the so I'm. It's funny because some of you have asked before, like, when are you in something? Working on something again? So actually, right now, so I'm doing this thing called the Collaboration Filmmakers Challenge, and it's you get 2 weeks to make a movie. You have to help another team has to help you, and you're all given a quote, and you have to utilize that quote somehow, and then it's 3 to 6.5 minutes, and other than that, you can do whatever you want. So you can make anything. I filmed my movie, which is a dark horror comedy, which I'm so happy about, because it's like, I love genre movies, and I like horror, and it's like, there was things in the actors' performances, I'm just like, I wasn't expecting that, but I love how that went, so it's so nice and rewarding. And then that was on Saturday. Today I was the assistant director on someone else's film, and I literally filmed there, came watch American Gods, and came here, so that was all day today. Tomorrow they might be filming more. Tuesday I'm ADing on another project and doing voiceover on another one. Friday I'm supposed to AD unless they change their location, and then Saturday I got asked today to do Saturday for AD, so just a little busy.
Well, look at that.
You know,
That sounds like a blast.
it's awesome. Of like, I'm either after Buzz work or here. I mean, after Buzz work or filming something. So it's really fun. But you don't know what movies get in until like the day before the screening that they have. So good luck. It's one of those like
interesting.
moments. So you can make like 10 films, be part of 10, and like either none or only one gets in.
Oh,
Because
interesting.
they have like criteria of like how they narrow it down, and there's judges. There's some cool prizes by Shout Factory, Adi Shankar, of like $5,000 development deals to like make another project. I'm like, this has got exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's exciting anyways, but it's pretty cool.
It's kind of
So stay tuned, guys.
I've done like the 48-hour film festival, but I kind of like this as a nice spin where you get a
You
chance
get 2 weeks, yeah.
and
So-
collaborate with a lot of different other people.
Yeah,
It's kinda
so
cool.
let me clarify. I didn't make 6, but I'll be working on possibly 6. I only made 1. I had wanted to be ambitious and make 2, but my second writer, I don't know what happened. Then they became unavailable. So then I'm like, never mind. I only got 1 writer, so I got 1 script. Though there are some other people looking for other directors. So then I kind of was like, well, if you need somebody, so might happen. But it's only 2 weeks, so that's why I was like, we are filming. We had orientation last Tuesday, so my writer wrote it by Wednesday. We cast it and we shot it Saturday. So it's one of those like we get a little over a week to edit, because movie making is very stressful, guys, and very exciting at the same time. So I've been that person that's submitting it on the deadline day, and you're sitting there watching the upload screen and like rendering screen, and you're going, hurry up, but it's okay. And then, yes, thank you for people who like the American Gods after show. It's so fun.
Oh, look at that.
But yeah, so stay tuned. I will definitely, once this competition's over, my film will absolutely be online, but I can't post anything before. I'm not going to tell you guys anything because it's a really fun surprise, but if you follow me on Instagram, I was doing a bunch of stories from the sets I've been on. So I don't know
right.
if you guys have been watching those.
She had a really cool Spider-Man shirt on one of them.
I did, and then I know some of you asked, so today I got my ElfQuest t-shirt on, and Frank has a really cool t-shirt on too.
Oh yeah, it's just a kind of a homage to the Incredible Hulk with the first introduction of Wolverine, but this is with Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles instead.
And so, yeah, it's just, I guess the only thing I'll tell you for the plot of my movie, it's a dinner party that doesn't go the way anybody planned.
Well, that just
About as
seems
much I'll tell
very
you.
much like real life.
For me,
Right?
that's just a normal dinner party.
I know.
But you're saying that it's better than that.
Well, it's better for some people.
It's better to
like
watch.
it.
I
I'll
guess.
tell
like
you
it.
that. And yes, it's really fun because hearing what other people did of their plot lines, which nothing's wrong with their decisions, but I like that we went like totally a left field kind of thing, which is cool because we had an idea. And this is the great thing about movies in Hollywood. I mean, this is a very micro level of it, but Hollywood, similar idea of we had a concept and I was like, no, that's too typical. That's going to be everybody else. Because like political could have been the easiest go-to. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. You know, and then I was talking to a friend about ideas, and she had this really great concept. I'm like, oh, okay. And so we ran with that. And the quote, and I'm like, I feel horrible. I'm like, I don't remember it, which they had like a behind the scenes video they did, and they're having all the filmmakers like, say the quote. And I'm like, I know, I'm going to forget it. But essentially, I'll paraphrase it for you from George Orwell. It's doublethink is the having two contradictory beliefs in one's mind simultaneously and accepting both of them, pretty much. So it's the idea of having two contradictory opinions or beliefs or anything, and they're contradictory, but you're okay with both of them, which you can do anything. Yeah, I actually, the title of my film, I haven't, we're going to change it because the title originally gave too much away. So.
Well, I feel like Sky Patterson is offering you one.
I know. We do not have pie at dinner, but that's interesting. He says, pie, who wants pie or die? No, not quite.
How
And then
about cake or death?
we don't have cake either.
Oh,
But,
I guess it's death then.
I know, right? No, well, we're still working on it. So that's the other fun thing of seeing titles go through different incarnations as well. Because we had one that I was like, ooh, this tells you too much. And so it's exciting.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Kari
So
Lane,
thank you
our
for being
resident
so
filmmaker.
supportive, viewers. Yes, I'm trying. Or no, I am, because I am making something. I filmed
That's
something.
right.
I made a movie on Saturday.
She did.
You know.
She's an auteur.
Oh, yes. Ooh, that'd be cool. Which is funny because normally the other films I had made were kind of like magical realism, and now I made a horror movie, so I'm like, sweet, rounding out my repertoire.
So,
Anyway.
as we jump back into our top
Yes.
five, with Alien Covenant being number one, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 at number 2, we have Everything, which, as Carrie was mentioning, surprisingly did much better than I know she and I and many other people thought it was going to do. Ended up doing $12 million from Warner Brothers. I was not expecting that. I honestly did not think it was going to even crack the top 5. But it certainly did better than I thought. Snatched came in. Goldie Hawn, Amy Schumer from Fox, 7.6. 61% drop from last week. And then rounding it out, Diary of a Wimpy Kid from Fox. Made $7.2 million. It was the subject of our box office bet. I went with 19 at the low end, thinking I was like, oh boy, I could be in trouble. Then I believe Carrie went 25 and Neil went 21. I believe that's how it broke down.
Yeah, I think I went too high.
So, yes, you thought too much of that wimpy kid.
Yeah, and Sky, I like your suggestion. That's a good thought.
Oh.
The Feast. Well, maybe. That could apply.
There
We'll
you
see.
go. Yeah. So now to jump into international numbers, I want to bring this up because Ridley Scott's Alien Covenant it ventured into another 52 offshore markets this week. In 76 total, it bid off another $30.3 million and saw number ones in 30 new markets while maintaining the top spot in 6 holdover markets. The international box office total is now $81.9 million, with China and Japan still to come. The worldwide total on the release is $117 million. Now, initially, the Ridley Scott directed movie looked like it was going to come in at $40 million, which would have been the second best opening in the Alien franchise. But now at $36 million, it's the third best, behind Prometheus at $51 million and 2004's Alien vs. Predator at $38.3 million. So yeah, I felt like there was a lot of discussion to be had, and I'll wait till the two of you see it to really kind of dive into it. But the idea was that, I think people, when you wanted more answers out of this film, and Ridley Scott was still kind of playing a little coy with some stuff.
Okay.
Yes.
Alien versus Predator made me remember there's actually some Alien versus there's Alien. I don't know the Alien versus Predator, but there's like book series of them, and I read one of those. And it was actually really cool.
The Lance Henriksen, who was awesome, love him, but I felt like, man, I was excited to have him in Alien versus Predator, and then he just so underserved in that film. I'm like,
I interviewed him for an indie film that he was in called Monday at 11:01 a.m.
oh, nice.
It's a very long like title there, but yeah, I interviewed him on the red carpet, which you can watch on Popcorn Talk.
Oh, he's got a great voice. So, so that's where Alien Covenant did. Now, on other international news, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 has shot past $700 million globally, reaching $732.6 to become the 6th highest grossing Marvel Cinematic Universe release of all time. At the international box office, it recorded another $28 million this weekend to take its total to $430.8 million. It is now 19% ahead of the entire previous offshore run of Guardians of the Galaxy at today's rates. Now, there was some other notable performances this session, including Get Out from Universal and Blumhouse, which had a Get Out of Town opening in Korea with $7.3 million to mark the biggest launch ever for a foreign horror or thriller title, overtaking Universal's and Blumhouse's own Split. And Beauty and the Beast now has a worldwide total of $122 billion, making it $1.2 billion, making it the number 10 movie ever at the global box office. Who would have thought that? The tale as old as time. I know they're talking about that. Sky was talking about that as well, too. So over there in the chat, too, Sky Patterson recommends Carrie read Batman and Aliens and Batman and Predators. It's just stupid fun.
That could be interesting.
The Dark Horse does a good job of crossing with some of the other, both DC titles where they've done Aliens and Predators for Batman and Superman. They've also had Predators against Tarzan, which that was a good too.
World crossover things that you're just like, nope, that wouldn't happen, but you're like, cool, let's have it.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to read American Gods for the show.
So everybody put all your other reading suggestions on hold.
I know, right? Gosh, no, I've been doing a lot of books and books on tape. Oh my goodness.
Carrie's got movies to make. She's got American Gods to read. You're burning yourself at all ends here, Kari Lane.
Yeah, what's the one? I just got a new book too. But I finished. Ready Player One, which we talked a lot about. I did that one. I finished that. Love it. Highly recommend it for people. Really good.
All right.
I don't think we talked about it again on the air, but if you guys get a chance, if you like nostalgia, video games, know somebody who played video games, like 80s anything, you should read it.
That sounds terrible to me. I don't want anything to do with
You're
that.
like, nothing. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to be talking about, just so you know, for next week's box office bet, we have two films to choose from. One is Baywatch with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and I guess we just dropped The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and Zac Efron. And then we also have Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, Johnny Depp's 5th time at the helm. Yes, there you go. Captaining this franchise into, I think, potentially another trilogy. This is going to be the kicking off. At least that's what it makes it seem like. It could be. Yeah, and Orlando Bloom will be back. Keira Knightley's going to be in there for a little bit.
It's by itself in a way because it's like a prequel. Like it's like a separate story. Yes.
Well, this takes place after number 3.
It's
so I feel
not
like 4 is
our
like
main people.
No, it's got it's
sort of.
Orlando will be back.
Okay,
Kira's going to be back for a little bit.
But this one right now.
Yes, Pirates 5.
Yeah.
Yes. So Orlando will be.
I haven't seen the trailer enough.
Oh yeah, and the young boy is basically their son from the earlier films, as he's now back and hanging out.
Ah, okay.
Which then I feel like, hey, Captain Jack is just ageless because it's like, all right. Much like in soap operas, that rapid aging syndrome that just hit poor Will Turner's son. Age him into a teen to go out hang out with Captain Jack Sparrow.
Did you hear about the hacking, them holding Pirates of the Caribbean hostage?
Yes. What a film to decide that's going to be like, yep, we're going to show them, we're going to hold this film hostage. Like, eh.
And it's like it comes out next week anyways, too, and it's like, whatever. And I mean, people are going to pirate movies, more ways than one, anyways, so it's not really that big of a whoo-hoo. It comes out next week. People are going to want to see it in theaters if they want to see it in theaters. Like, people who want to go to the movies aren't just going to be like, oh, it's available on my computer that I can watch at home. Instead of seeing a big, cool action movie on the screen, you're going to go watch it in theaters.
True. Now, Neil, are you a Pirates fan?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Even the 4th film?
I really didn't like the 4th film.
That was a rough one.
That's why I sort of struggled with the answer there, Frank. I think the first one was just like a sneak up classic. Sort of came out of nowhere and blew everyone away. The second one, I have my qualms with it because I don't think it's a complete movie. And the third one, wild, a little weird. I had a lot of fun watching it. fourth one I couldn't get on board with, and so I don't even know how I feel about this one.
This one, at least from the trailer, seems a little bit more return to the first 3 films in terms of that kind of tone.
Return of like dead guys trying to kill people.
Yeah, there you go.
It's been a while.
They shouldn't have left that. They should have just kept that going.
It's been a while since I watched them that I'm like, I don't remember. I can't tell you, like, this is how I feel about them. I know I rewatched some of them before, too, when they were coming out. I remember the first one I really liked, but funny, embarrassing thing. I actually had seen it more than once and fell asleep at exactly the same spot. And then, it took me almost 3 times to see it. Because it was funny, by the 3rd time, I'm like, there's a scene I never saw. And it's even worse because I saw it in theaters, like in my hometown, so it was one time. And then I got to see a special screening at like the SAG studio or like theater or something, and Johnny Depp was there, and I still fell asleep at the same spot. But they did a Q&A after, and I was awake for that, which normally I don't really fall asleep in a movie or anything, but that movie is like so long, and it's funny, it's like but maybe that shows you like that's where the movie kind of slows down. And it was like the scene where, like, I think Orlando Bloom's character is like, well, I'm just going to jump off the ship and kill myself so that, like, you can't use me or something like that. Like, that scene, It was right around that time that I always fell asleep. And so it's funny that I finally saw it. I was like, oh, that's the scene I was missing.
Yeah, I don't know if this is like a franchise that I was like, I'm not ravenous for new entries in it.
them.
They're fine.
Yeah,
and
they're
I
fine.
am more likely just seeing this last trailer, like with like the dead sharks and stuff kind of attacking. It looked kind of cool.
Fun.
So, I mean, I'll check this out, but I'm not like, I feel like, I guess after the first film, Depp's portrayal as Captain Jack Sparrow was like such a way out there choice, the way he approached that character, that really just kind of made that film watchable. But I also feel at this point too, where it's just like, now I know what the deal is, and I'm like, do I really?
Yeah.
Does that performance still excite me as much as it did the first time?
Oh, yeah, probably not. But actually a funny thing with that, too, that I don't know if you guys saw on social media, the fun thing where Johnny Depp surprised people at Disney, was it Disneyland?
Yes.
He was at Disneyland, was in the ride, and I'm like, that's awesome. That'd be so random and fun that you're just going and they're like, wait, that's not a statue.
That's a cool idea.
It was good promotion. That's a good little quick thing.
So we've got that competing up against Baywatch. Basically diving back into remaking a TV show, bringing
Actually,
it up.
that works for both of them.
That's right.
Yay.
Diving back in, repurposing a TV show and bringing it to the big screen. Now, we saw that most recently with Chips, which kind of did not, that tanked at the box office.
Baywatch has some bigger names.
Has bigger names, but also I think, it's already been so cheesy to begin with when it first aired that
the show was...
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Dwayne Johnson's #1 on the A-list, which means that he is the most billable actor working right now.
Wow.
Movies that he's in just flat out make money.
What do we think?
It'll do pretty good.
What do we think so far of the advertising, and like how much do you think the ads? Okay, 2 questions. One, what do we think of the advertising campaign so far of like what we've seen? Like, are you interested to see it? And then how much is it like, okay, it's cool, but are you actually gonna see it?
I have to admit, I mean, I'm seeing it more just because of Dwayne Johnson.
Okay.
I find him just irresistibly watchable on screen. So I'm like, all right, I'm down for this. And it seems like a fun take on the original premise. What about you, Neil?
I think the marketing has been pretty good for the movie. I have a sort of a muted interest in it.
Okay.
I feel like I'll enjoy it, but I'm not like gonna rush out to see it. But I feel the same way about Pirates 5. Though I will say I think Baywatch's marketing has done a lot more for the movie than the Pirates marketing has.
True, I'd agree with that.
I think like I heard something about Pirates months ago,
right?
And then it was dead silent until like I don't know 3 weeks ago when I started to see billboards and bus ads and stuff come up. So
for Pirates,
yeah. So
yeah.
I don't know what they're doing. But
yeah, Baywatch has had a lot of ads online, a lot of Facebook, a lot of billboards, a lot of stuff.
I feel like it's going more towards the 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street model, where it'll be just like crazy action, but a lot of comedy as well. Yeah,
like some of the trailers, like some of it, there's some jokes that I was like, okay, that's actually really funny. Like it'll be interesting to see the chemistry between The Rock and Zac Efron. Like there's one part in the trailer where he's like, they're both on the jet ski together, and he's holding him, and he's just like, dude, you like hold on tight. And Zac Efron says something like, I can't. You like bathed in bottles of lotion or something like that, and it's like too slippery. And I was like, that's actually kind of funny. And then there's another part too where he's by the pool, and The Rock kind of like fakes him out, and he falls, and he's like, I didn't do anything. He's like, you suck. And as he falls in the water, and I'm like, it's actually kind of funny. So I'm curious, and it probably looks fun. And then I'm like, great. It's because I mix them up, so this is not necessarily. I was gonna say it's Depica Padukone, or is it
from from Quantico?
Yeah,
right.
Cool. Because there's another Bollywood actress, and I actually mix up their names sometimes, which I'm like, they're different people. But I'm excited for her as kind of being like a villainess character, which will be fun. And so it looks like it's gonna be fun. I don't know anybody who would go think it's gonna be serious. Be like, it's just gonna be fun. It's a popcorn flick and like action and like excitement.
All right, so Neil, Kari, rake 'em. Which one will you see first?
Probably Baywatch, because I don't really have a vested interest in either movie right now. But my fiance wants to see Baywatch.
No,
so we might just go see that, and it'll be fun to see it with someone who'll be interested in it.
I'd probably flip a coin. Like, they both are. I'm probably like, they both look fun, but I'm probably filming this weekend, so I don't know what it is.
We got it, Kari. You're very busy making films.
It's funny. I'm like, I was doing nothing, and then it's like, I was doing nothing, and then I'm like, damn, I need to start doing some stuff, and it's like, bam! So I got what I asked for. Both, though, like Pirates, I almost feel I'd want to rewatch some of them. I'd be like, I want to refresh my memory, even though I don't think it really matters, but I just kind of want to anyways.
Yeah.
I forget which ones I own. I own some of them.
Now, Lee Jen in the chat says that The Rock isn't enough to make her want to go see this movie.
Alvin says, I'm not excited for either. I'll watch them eventually. Oh, Lee Jen, library movie again, free. Okay. But then I think it was Sky was saying, I think it was a Sky, I don't know, I went back up a little bit, but it looks like just a fun movie, like dumb fun.
Yeah, and he says,
Baywatch, yeah.
It was Pirates 5 was presented at CinemaCon, and journalists like it. Same goes for The Mummy, which I have to admit I am kind of jazzed about.
I've been hearing good stuff though about Pirates. I had a friend see, they just had they had a blue teal carpet, kind of like my hair, it was like a teal carpet. And Leo, who's a host here at Popcorn Talk, he does Disney movie news. He was on that carpet because I don't know what role he has in the movie, but he's in Pirates.
Oh, really?
I don't know if he was just an extra, though I shouldn't say just an extra. He was part of it, so he was on that red carpet and did social media about that too. So I'm like, and then I have another friend who works at the I think it's now the Dolby, but I'm like, it's a Kodak. But she saw it and she really liked it, so it was good. And then side note, because some people talked about it, I know we're not talking about it yet, but everyone I know who's seen advanced screening of Wonder Woman has said yes.
I know there've been a lot of
about it.
There's still an embargo on the reviews, but people were able to tweet out first reactions.
Yes.
And it's been, if you see like Mark Andreyko, who's written Manhunter, is a big Wonder Woman fan, Greg Rucka, who's currently writing Wonder Woman for DC Rebirth, both said great things about it. So
we actually at our sister network AfterBuzz, we had an interview on the Tom Girl show with Wonder Woman's stunt actor.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
And it was earlier today. You guys can check it out on AfterBuzz on
nice.
YouTube. It was really cool. They show some of the fight scenes.
Nice.
Actually, I'm just remembering that we are holding off on streaming that until later. It was recorded today, so just keep an eye out for that. It's going to be really cool.
Nice.
It was an awesome interview.
Very cool.
Oh, nice. Look at that. That's very cool.
So I just want to share that because I saw a couple people's reviews about it. So I'm like, all right, good.
Does that stunt woman look very Gal Gadot-esque or no?
In body and hair, which I think is all that matters.
Yeah, that's
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, totally random. But actually, now you remind me, some person it was because it was super exciting. I'm blanking on her last name, but there's a stunt woman named Zoe. I thought it was just Zoe Bell.
Yeah, that's been in the Quentin Tarantino
Yes,
films.
okay, Zoe
like
Bell.
Death Trap
Cool.
and stuff.
Yeah, she was. She happened to be at the orientation for the film competition I was at because she was there for some other stuff. But she was a stunt woman on the very first movie I ever worked on, Penny Dreadful. No relation to the TV show, but it was a horror movie I worked on called Penny Dreadful, and she was a stunt woman on that, and I was a PA and a stand-in. and Body Double. I did a few things. But it was like, I hadn't seen her since then. I was like, oh my gosh. And so it was cool to say hello.
Oh, nice. Did she remember you?
Yeah, I was like, hey, we did this thing. And then she's like, oh my goodness. So
Please stay away from me.
No.
Not who would say that to Kari Lane. Look at Albert in the chat, though, reducing his, trying to just keep his expectations kind of even keeled for Wonder Woman. Yeah, just.
I can't blame him. With all the other DC, Warner Brothers produced movies that come out in the last 3 years, you can't blame him. I agree, Album. Got to keep those hopes down.
Dark Horse says, I have 2 tickets for Wonder Woman opening weekend. Get the hype engine ready. All right. Actually, I think the best way for you guys to find it on Facebook, if you guys are in the Los Angeles, Santa Monica, because the party's in Santa Monica, there's my friends have a business called Geek Chic Promotions, and they're doing a Wonder Woman party on Wednesday the 31st, and they're going to have like Susan Eisenberg, who voices Wonder Woman in a lot of the cartoons, who's awesome. I've met her.
Justice League and stuff. Yeah.
And they'll have like face painting, like you can get some stuff done. They're gonna have food, bar, and like one of the tickets is open bar, guys. And like other people encouraging for costumes to dress up, and I will be there.
Will you be dressing up?
Yes.
As Wonder Woman?
I'm gonna closet cosplay as close as I can. I got a gold corset from my dance show, so I was like, I got some stuff. We'll make something.
Nice.
And if you follow me on social media, you'll see.
That's true. There were many. Wonder Woman's wore a variety of different costumes throughout the year, so it's easy to find something, I think, in your closet to kind of get to one look.
Yeah, I think it'll be more like a closet cosplay or like a casual Friday. Actually, the look I kind of had was more like a 50s-ish version.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have some random ideas.
I like it. All right, Kari.
But yeah, go look on Facebook. Just look up Geek Chic Promotions, and they have like a Wonder Woman event thing if you're in the LA area. But I know you guys watch all over, which is amazing. I love it.
What Kari's saying is basically just drop everything you're doing and fly to
here?
LA.
No,
Yes.
no,
do
no,
it.
no.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. So before we look back, before we do our box office bet, and feel free to start chiming away in the chat to decide if we want to do either Baywatch or Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. But in the meantime, we're going to do our box office rewind, taking a look at an actor's top 5 films. And, of course, if it's pirates, why don't we do Johnny Depp? So, basically, we all know that the pirate films are his top films, so we're just going to wipe those off the list, and we're going to do his top 5 not pirate films.
Okay.
And coming in at number 5 for that is Alice Through the Looking Glass, which came out last year. $26.8 million. Had no desire to see that film. The first
That was the second one?
Yeah, the first one drove me up a wall.
I didn't hate the first one. I was probably going to get the second from the library at some point.
Unless he shows me something different, I'm kind of done with Tim Burton. If I can be honest.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, I would agree. It's just I feel like visually there's something interesting to see, but the story just lets me down consistently.
Sure. Yeah.
It's frustrating. The basically the first Alice film when Johnny Depp does that dance at the end where he rolls his head around. I was like, what am I watching? That movie just lost me at that point.
Legion, I like your thought. Good, a gold corset would fit perfectly for one of the Amazonians. That's a good point. That wasn't quite what I was going for, but that's a good thought.
Yeah. Coming in number 4 for him, The Lone Ranger, also from Buena Vista, Disney there. Came out in 2013, $29.2 million. I hated this movie.
I didn't see it.
Did you see it, Neil?
Which one?
Lone Ranger?
Oh, no, I didn't. I had zero interest. Wait, that was Armie Hammer, right?
Yes.
That was starting that? I don't mind him. I want to see more of him because his name is hilarious.
But he just was miscast in this. They made Lone Ranger seem more of a buffoon than he really should be. And that irritated me throughout the whole movie.
If you watch Timeless, the Lone Ranger wasn't white.
There you go. So, I mean, I love the character and the concept, and I really wanted a cool take on this property, and this was not it. And Johnny Depp as Tonto was fine, but then they do this thing at the end where it's not a huge spoiler, but you're already irritated by this, but basically you're seeing Tonto modern day or present day, and he's a super old man.
Oh, okay.
Or present day back in the 20s or 30s for the film.
Okay, more modern.
Yes. And then he, as an old man, just gets up and then he walks into the desert. And while the credits roll for the film, and you're watching him walk all the way through, like forever, through as the credits roll, and that's it. That was it. There was no payoff at the end of him walking through.
Weird.
I was like, why am I? Oh, I can't believe I watched this whole credits for that. Oh, that was just one of the many reasons that movie drove me up a wall. Coming in number 3, another one of Neil's favorite director's films, Dark Shadows, back from 2012, $29.6 million.
I missed that one.
I wanted to like this movie better.
I didn't see it, but I wanted to.
There's some fine stuff with it, but
Sorry, I was excited.
sure.
Serenity's talking about the music awards and K-pop group, I think, winning.
Oh,
Yay.
look at that.
Cool.
Neil, did you see Dark Shadows?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd feel the same thing that you feel about a lot of the Burton work there, where it's just a lot of cool visuals and concepts, but just, yeah.
Bummer.
Coming to number 2, Sleepy Hollow, back from 1999,
Love that
$30
one.
million. I need to go back and rewatch that.
I put it on like when it's Halloween time and doing stuff, and I was like, yeah.
And it still holds up?
Yeah.
Okay.
So good.
Yeah, that movie's good.
So cool.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That was back when Burton was kind of getting it still firing on almost all cylinders.
Yeah, that was rated R, wasn't it? I think I remember that. I think I remember my friend saw it in theaters, but he had to get like his parents to take him or something.
I forget.
And lastly, for him, number 1, Into the Woods from Disney, 2014, $31 million. Yeah. That, Sondheim is great, but this one just did not work for me.
Into the Wood?
I had never seen Into the Woods, so I wouldn't know how to compare it to the play, but there's certain things in it that just drove me nuts of like plot stuff. But my friends were like, that's not how it happens in the play. And I'm like, oh, well, then I wouldn't have been as annoyed with that plot change. But I didn't hate it. There were parts about it I really liked.
Chris
But-
Pine was good.
Yeah, and the princes like fighting or they're like singing duet thing or
Yeah.
whatever. That was fun. But it was like,
I think it was like the first time I really saw a different side of Chris Pine other than the Star Trek film. So it
Right.
was cool to be
Yeah.
able to see that side of him.
yeah. Ooh, wow, a lot of.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we do our box office bet here, which you guys are going on here, we've got, as Albin's saying there in the chat, two
only two,
options,
guys.
Pirates or Baywatch. That's what we're doing. But we're going to do our top 5. We're going to pick what next week's box office is going to look like, given that we've got Baywatch and Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales entering the competition. Now, Baywatch is coming in at 3,400 screens. Pirates is going in over 4,000 screens. Now, just to give you some context, the Pirate films have done, going in order, right here from the first to the latest, number 4, 46.6 million in 2003, 135.6 in 2006, 114.7 in 2007, and 90 in 2011. So, where do we think all that is going to play? I think we feel pretty confident. I think I can go out on a limb here, on the box office breakdown limb, and feel like we could all. Can we all say that Pirates is going to take number 1?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think domestically.
Oh, all right.
I think Baywatch will take number 1. It's got that stupid appeal to it.
Okay. So.
Well, then you'll be the opposite. We'll have that one.
Interesting, Neil. So I guess since I usually tend to go last, I'll go first. I will say that it's going to be Pirates, Baywatch, Alien, Guardians. I mean, I guess everything. I'll just keep that there. I don't think Snatched or Diary of a Wimpy Kid are going to have some kind of resurgence. So that's how I see my top 5 going.
I think I agree with, Pirates, and then Baywatch. Maybe Aliens, Guardians, and then just bumping everything down? Everything? Sure. Is that pretty much what you said?
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. Yep.
Neil, do you have a differing opinion?
Well, I think Baywatch will take number 1. I think Pirates will cozy in on number 2.
Interesting.
And just to play devil's advocate, I think Guardians will outlast Alien. I think Alien will have a bigger drop because they're a little bit closer than we thought they were going to be this week. I think Aliens will drop a little bit more than Guardians, so I'll do Guardians and then Alien and then everything.
Cool.
Interesting. All right, Neil. I like the way you're thinking there.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Who knows?
So let's see here. What
Sky Patterson goes, it will be Pirates, then Baywatch, then Alien, then Guardian of the Galaxy, and then everything. Interesting. Okay, that's pretty much what we said.
Yeah.
All right. What are our vote tally right now, everybody?
Lee Jen agrees with you, Neil. Look at that.
Lee, Jen and I have been agreeing a lot tonight, especially on Wonder Woman, which I'm very excited for.
Oh, let's see. And Sky Patterson coming out strong. Pirates 5, $75 million opening weekend.
So is Pirates our vote? Arg. A lot of people are writing it, so I thought I would.
Yeah, it's interesting there. I mean, it's definitely on a downward trend here with 114 for the third and 90 for the fourth.
I'm betting marketing campaigns mostly.
There we go.
All right.
Pirates 4, Baywatch 2. Let's just do Pirates.
We're doing Pirates, everybody. Arg, mateys. Let's walk the plank to this box office bet. Now, of course, folks, as always, the box office bet, we will bet on what we think the opening box office total will be for this film. In this case, the people from the chat have voted on Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Whoever gets closest to the actual total gets to have the bragging rights of being prognosticator amongst prognosticators.
Oh boy.
The loser, the one that's furthest away from the actual box office total for the opening weekend, will have to go see the film in the theater and tell us all about it. Pretty exciting. So,
well, we both say number 1. Neil says number 2.
That's true.
Oh, and who has to see Diary of a Whimper Kid? That would be me. Oh, thanks, Stardrew. Stardrew's like, it's Kari. Man, way to call me out. I was about to say it.
So, again, Pirates will be on over 4,000 screens. Baywatch is only 3,400. And
it was 90 for the last one, but that was 6 years ago.
6 years ago. So
could it bump up?
I don't know. I mean, time has not been, at least for this past year or so, has not proven to be good in terms of franchises returning.
Serenity goes, my vote is Baywatch, but we're already doing Pirates. But Serenity does say, I think Pirates would do 50 to 60 and win the weekend. Okay, I had a number in my head, which might be way too something, because I don't want to indicate to Frank, but I have a guess. This is another one, though, that I'm like, I'm probably going to see both of these anyways, but...
All right.
Neil, do you have a number?
Oh, I'm good to go.
I've got one as well.
For it.
All right, Neil, what do you have, sir?
I think Pirates will do 76.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Courtney in the chat says Pirates 35 to 40.
Wow, Courtney. All right.
Okay.
Kari Lane?
80.
70.
Oh, so you're low.
I'm in the middle again.
Oh!
What?
Yeah.
Fine, everybody. Oh, man. I was going to go 75. It doesn't matter. I still would have been low anyway.
Yeah.
So, all right. I'll just bask in that. We'll see what happens.
Sky says Pirates will do 70 opening weekend and Baywatch will do 40.
Ooh, all right, Sky.
Well, actually, wait. I'm curious, Neil. You want to say, what do you think Baywatch will do since you said it's number 1? Because we voted on Pirates as our number 1, but I'm curious what you think for Baywatch number 1 then.
I think it'll sneak in above Pirates at around 80 or so.
Cool. Okay.
I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Man.
I'm trying to bet on marketing campaigns because, like we discussed earlier, Pirates sort of dropped the ball halfway through their pre-release, and Baywatch has been going
Killing
nuts.
It. Yeah, they got all over your Instagram, your Facebook, everything.
The slow motion marathons they were doing.
My friend worked on some of that campaign.
Oh, nice. The slow motion marathon. I mean,
no, just some of the ads you see.
Oh, for Baywatch. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool. To get to work personally with Dwayne Johnson. Mm-hmm. Man, all right. Is he as cool as he seems to be in his Instagram feed? Mm-hmm. She won't say any more while we're on camera. I understand.
No, he is. Yeah,
that is like, I've got stories to tell, but I can't say right now on a live television, live streaming show.
Yeah, no, we'll talk more after.
Yeah. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this episode of Box Office Breakdown. But you know what? The fun doesn't stop here. Does it, Kari?
No, not at all.
No. It just gets started.
Woo!
You can like us on Facebook. Give us those 5 stars on iTunes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give it not just one thumbs up. Go back and visit again and give it another thumbs up. Double thumb that thing. Thanks, everybody, for hopping in the chat. We really appreciate it. Of course, you make the show so much fun to do. Mm-hmm. And if you want to continue the conversation with us even after the show's over, you know what you can do? You can get in touch with us just on any social media platform. Kari Lane, where can they find you?
Yeah, what's up, guys? Yes, you can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's Karidlane. And I'll be posting a lot during this film competition. I put a bunch of the Instagram My Stories on set, so you kind of get a little taste of what's like on we're really tiny, micro, absolutely like no budget movies, but still, we're making something. And then also on tomorrow, if you watch Sense8, we have a Sense8 after show at 6 p.m. Thursdays is Handmaid's Tale at 3 p.m. I know it's kind of a weird time. It's a little early in the day. And then earlier time now, American Gods is now at 9 p.m. right before the show, so not after. So if you guys were like, that's really late, it's now a little earlier, so yay.
Look at that. Kari Lane always doing what's best for you fans.
I try, and I love that you guys in the chat. It's great.
There you go. Neil, where can they find you, sir?
You can find me everywhere on at the Neil Plumley, TheNeilPlumley. If you disagree with me, hit me up. I like to talk.
That's right. Yes, I disagree with him. I want to see these combative texts or tweets going back and forth at each other. Yes, let's see
That
it.
would be the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie if you're so inclined. If not, I
Follow
completely
him.
understand.
Yes. He does a lot of good food posts too.
Oh, sure.
Guys,
why
honestly,
not?
the food. Yeah, do it for the food.
Don't do it for the
Who
mug.
cares?
Do it for
Yeah,
the food.
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us for Box Office Breakdown. We'll see you back here next Sunday night for a special. It's going to be Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend. Look at that.
We'll be here.
That's when we will be here because movies never rest,
Yes.
and neither should you. Go see more
See
movies, folks.
ya.
We'll see you next week.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.